When you're not, turn it off.
Okay. Everyone ready to begin our meeting?
It'll be on green, and then when you,
Good afternoon. This is the meeting of the Cultural and Environmental Learning Center Advisory Board, and it is Thursday, October 23rd, 2025, and it is 1:01 p.m. And if you would please rise, we can pledge the allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Like the emphasis on "for all."
For all.
Did you hear it? I just heard, that was Ellen, was that you?
all.
Emphasizing "for all," thank you.
Oh, God.
Justice.
For all.
Okay, the first order of business is our reorganization of our chair and vice chair. It's actually not just a reorganization, it's actually an election, as you well remember. And so I'm going to open the nominations for the role of chair of CELCAB. And so do we have any nominations? And before I go further, I do not wish my name to be on this, so we'll have to regroup. Sherry has been vice chair, and so I will look for nominations from CELCAB to entertain another option other than me for a change. It's been, what, 15 years or 12 years, something
Just go
ungodly.
on.
You guys need a change.
No, we don't.
Well, I recognize the expression on Sherry's face, but that said, I think as vice chair, it would be appropriate for Sherry to consider becoming the chair.
Ellen, most appropriate. Are there any other nominations from the floor? No?
No.
All right. So we have Sherry Smith, who has been vice president for a number of years, who has been nominated to be chair of CELCAB. And with that, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the nomination of Sherry. So would anybody like to?
I move
motion?
approval of the nomination of Sherry Smith for president, chair of the
Chair. Okay.
CELCAB.
Thank you, Becky. And a second?
I will second that
Ellen.
motion.
Okay, and thank you also for the nomination for Sherry. I appreciate that. So congratulations, you are now officially the chair.
Get that smile off your face.
it might be kind of fitting, but look what's in front of you.
Yeah, well, this is the gavel,
Oh, it's-
but I am going to
have one of
officially
those.
turn the gavel to you and with
Thank
best
you.
wishes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Then may I have a nomination then, I believe, for vice chair?
I would like to nominate Ellen Vaughn for the position of vice chair.
Do I have a second?
I second that.
Okay, the nomination has been made and seconded that Ellen Vaughn become our vice chair. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
I sustain, abstain.
Oh my gosh, I'm not used to this. Okay,
I didn't think you'd accept that one.
Why?
Vice.
No,
See?
no, I wouldn't, thank you, yeah.
I know, I was going to
I didn't
just
mean
put
to,
it on.
you know,
Yeah,
put you
I'll
exactly.
be around, I'll be here, so I will
You
help in
better.
any way I can.
You said you would help.
I will help.
All right. Okay, we will begin then with roll call. Carolyn?
I am happy to be back from a busy summer and hope we can pick up. And Adam left some big shoes to fill, so we're going to have to scratch our heads.
Becky Warner.
Ellen Vaughn.
Barbara Hill.
Sherry Smith?
Karina Brites.
Jeff Hauge.
Okay, and I.
Jim Adderholt, Jim Adderholt.
And
from
Jim
the-
Adderholt. Welcome, Jim.
Thank you. Congratulations, everybody. Thank you for your service, Barbara.
Thank you, Jim, much appreciated.
And also Lori Wolf is our new member, and she's replacing Betty Simpson. And I talked to her last night, and she was still in Albuquerque trying to get home. So the planes weren't cooperating. So
Carrie Henderson's excused.
And she didn't.
She's excused, yeah.
Okay, and Carrie Henderson has been excused. Okay, thank you. I think before we go on, do we want to do the approval of the minutes, or would our guest speaker?
Dr. Kohler. Dr. Kohler.
Dr. Kohler.
Dr.
Yeah,
Kohler?
I think if we have time right now, I think she has a prior engagement
Okay,
coming up real soon, so.
Okay, we have our guest speaker, Dr. Kohler, and she's here to talk to us, I believe, about strategic plan.
That is correct. First of all, on behalf of the town, former Chair Hill, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Leading CELCAB, and congratulations to our new Chair Smith and Vice Chair Vaughn. Look forward to seeing you in action, because strategic plan will come your way.
Okay. Oh, that's
So
right.
I'm Tracy Kohler, and I'm the Deputy Town Manager. For those of you who don't know me, it's nice to see you, those of you who do, and meet the ones who don't know me. I'm here today to speak about the strategic plan. This process started almost a year ago with the University of South Florida and the John Daly Government Institute. They perform other strategic plan facilitations throughout the state. And I'm here today to give you an update on what we've done thus far and perhaps how CELCAB may begin to craft their thoughts around your own strategic plan as we move forward. So as a recap, going back, gosh, almost 10 months now, we've had 2 council meetings, some of them prior to my arrival to the town, in which USF, her name is Angela Christ, she came to town council and facilitated the purpose of strategic planning, gave some of the councilor members some opportunities to provide input into their thoughts on the direction of the town, and we've gathered that information. We should also suggest that if anybody is interested in looking at where our strategic plan lies, if you go to the town's website, at the top banner in red, you will see the word strategic plan. And when you click on strategic plan, it will take you to all of the documents that have been posted. For example, from the community forums that we've had. We had a resident survey that went out, and then after that resident survey, we had 2 different community forums. We had, I think, Ms. Hill, you were there as well. We had an illustrator, maybe, yes, Ms. Vaughn was there as well, and they crafted visuals, they crafted minutes, they took everyone's concerns and put them into meeting minutes as well. So please check the website and you can get caught up to date on what those community forums were all about. Moving forward, after the community forums, we then turned towards the town, and we had a staff survey that went out of the things that were important to staff in regards to communication, compensation, the goals of the district. Then we had an employee focus group, and so we had those conversations and those summaries. So that's kind of where we stand today. And moving forward, on November 17th at the town council meeting, Angela Christ and her group will come back and present to the town council kind of an aggregate of all the information that they found out through the community forums and the employee forums, and give them some homework to do. So the 17th is just going to be a brief recap with the town council with homework to do. On December 3rd, at the M&P meeting, it will be a more in-depth workshop with town council members. And January 7th will be the final continuation of the in-depth conversation with town council members during M&P meeting. So 3 meetings coming up, November, December, and January. And I suspect by the end of January, we'll get some ideas of where the themes are when you take quantitative data and qualitative data, qualitative being the words and the things that they've captured, and then the quantitative data from the surveys. Some themes will come out. And then USF will begin to craft those. Those may in turn become our goals. I reviewed the minutes again before coming down, and I have seen that the Mound House was especially one of the preservation topics that were talked about in those community forums. So rest assured, it was even highlighted. I know Mound House is in there. Okay? And so people have asked me, well, what could individual committees do? Like, what could CELCAB do now, considering the strategic plan has not yet been formalized? How can we move forward? So my suggestion would be there might be a goal, something to the effect of preserving Mound House as a tourist destination for Fort Myers Beach. And then an actionable item may be by the end of 2026 or 2027, increase visitation rates by 17%. So that may be a town-wide goal and objective. I don't know, I just made that up right now. Don't hold me to it. But then moving forward as CELCAB, as you create your own strategic plan, then you would say, okay, how can we increase the visitation? Well, do we need to pursue programs? What are some of the education programs, the kayaking outreach? What are some of the goals and objectives we want to have as CELCAB? And what are those measurable action items that we can follow along, that Jeff could report to you, that Jeff then also turns around and reports to Mr. McCannay, who then creates a town-wide report that he gives to council. So there's communication that goes up and down both ways. So I don't want to hold you up if you want to have conversations around strategic planning. I think keeping that in the back of your mind, that the preservation has been a forward, quite obvious commitment through the community forums, that will likely appear in some sort of way, that you can move forward with that. So that's the update where we are with the town. After the November, December, and January meetings, then we kind of have a few more meetings in February and March. Those dates have not been set. Summertime then is hard to think about. Next summer kind of rolls back a little. And then when we come back in the fall is when we'll start crafting the real goals for the strategic plan. So yes, it does sound like a solid strategic plan, maybe more like 10 months out. But that, again, doesn't stop you from being able to craft your own strategic plans. And I'm happy to take any questions.
I was, in taking my notes, I missed the January date.
The January date is January 7th after the M&P, or during the M&P. It's,
Okay.
we're not clear. It depends on what comes up on that agenda, if we can do it during M&P or if it would be afterwards.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
When the consultant was reviewing the town's strategic plan, did they also look at our current strategic plan that we developed about 6 years ago?
That's a great question. I do not know the answer to that. I would assume that they had gone back and looked through. They were quite familiar with our comp plan and our land development code and things like that. I know you're asking more broadly, specifically towards perhaps yours as CELCAB, but I can roll back and double check with them. I think their purpose, they wanted to get the pulse of the community right now to see, but it's always good to have that historical piece, so I will double check and I'll work with Jeff to make sure that they have that information.
Have you seen it?
I have not seen it.
You have not seen our strategic
I
plan?
have not.
Wow,
I
that's
know.
pretty interesting.
Oh,
Yeah, isn't
That's
it?
concerning.
and we have
Yeah.
it here.
Would you like
Do
to
you
see
like a
it?
copy?
I would love to see it. Thank you.
I think maybe Jeff might have an extra
You have
copy
an
to give
extra?
to her, but I'll give you,
Otherwise, you certainly can have mine. I have
Here.
copies at home.
we have one right here. But this was hugely comprehensive.
Thank you. And you said it was about 7 years
It
ago?
actually provided us with tremendous goals, both short and long-term, as well as the objectives. And this was done by a professional consultant, and it was done through a series of meetings. It was very drawn out, if you all remember. And it was updated, I believe, in 2021.
Yeah.
As far as the strategic plan, but of course, we had COVID during that time and all the subsequent hurricanes.
Yes.
But there was actually a timeline. What I don't believe we ever put into this were the measurable goals. So that is something that we certainly need advice on, and obviously, with regard to what our mission is and what our vision is, this was very clearly stated. But this is a core part of what we do and what we believe in and what our goals are, and I would think that would have been tremendously valuable for any consultant to see, especially when drafting the new one.
Understood.
I
And
do
they
know-
may have-
oh,
They
okay.
may have looked at it. I just am not aware of it at the moment. I am happy, it makes my heart quite happy when I look through this and I see the education pieces with the education coordinator. As the former beach school principal, we had a lot of partnerships with the Mound House, including the education piece. We had them coming out to our school with a hands-on activities. We learned a lot, and I know some of those partnerships are continuing. And so, yeah, just even by a quick once-over, my heart was happy to see it.
Education, I think, was even more key than tourism for us,
Right.
because the
I see
whole
that.
idea of our mission about education, about the history of the island, the history of the Calusas, and the history of preserving all of that was very core.
I love to see Mound House, Lee County's cultural jewel. I like seeing that statement
Right,
in there.
yes. And
Yeah.
this was also too, when we did this was before the hurricane. So we do have, I'm sure, some updates given to what's happened to the
Perfect.
property.
Great, I look forward to seeing the new one once you incorporate those objectives that are measurable in some of your
Right.
future
Okay.
updates. So thank you for including me here today, and I look forward to the revisions.
Okay.
And I do, Barbara, I do remember, at least I'm about 99% sure, when we started the process, whatever it was, more than 10 months ago, that they did ask for our strategic plans. And I believe I had sent them both, both Mound House and Bay Oaks.
Bay Oaks, okay.
So I think, I think that was probably one of their initial steps, so
Okay,
I would think so, but I'm not 100% where they went after that. So
okay.
I just remember sending them off. I believe it was to them initially. I think they just wanted to get a baseline too, so.
Because I think we did have that as a conversation at a CELCAB meeting, the importance of that consultant to be aware of what we already worked on.
Correct.
So, and off topic, but again, with Bay Oaks, there is also a strategic plan for Bay Oaks
Yes.
that CAB developed as well. So, with the same consultant, just as an FYI for you, but.
Great,
yeah.
thank you, I appreciate that
You're
input.
welcome. Okay, that's all I have. Thank you.
Oh,
Great
thank you, and
presentation.
congratulations.
Hey,
and-
Madam Chair,
Yes,
if I could ask Tracy a question. Tracy, as we look at the existing strategic plan for CELCAB, are there things we should be conscious of in terms of updating our strategic plan that helps it integrate? So every entity that initiates a strategic plan does it differently and has a different philosophy. Are there things that we should do for CELCAB's strategic plan in terms of when we update it that would help integrate it with the strategic plan that you're working on?
Great question, Jim, and I think some of the conversations you've had already are perfect. Creating measurable objectives, my goodness, I can't say that word, measurable objectives that are metric-based so that you can have some updates going throughout and you can catch maybe dips in certain areas before they become a trend. That's really critical. And as we develop the strategic plan out further, there will be opportunities for Jeff and you all to provide some updates on your key performance indicators, if you will, as you work towards those goals. So I would say the measurable piece, Vice Mayor Adderholt, is probably the biggest. In terms of the overall goals of the strategic plan, those are being crafted. But if I were a guessing woman, not a betting woman, but a guessing woman, the preservation of the Mound House had come through quite clearly throughout some of those minutes that I reviewed with the community forum piece.
That's great. Thank you, Tracy.
You're welcome.
thank you, Jim, and thank you. Do you have anyone have any questions that they would like to ask Ms. Kohler, Dr. Kohler?
I would just like to thank you for coming and giving
Yes,
us that
thank you.
update. It's very nice to feel like
Thank
we're
you.
in the loop.
All right, it's nice to
Okay.
see everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
That was quite nice, Mr. Adderholt, that Madam Chair, and you responded right away.
You noticed that?
That was good.
But I went, yes. I didn't say, I didn't say, Jim, though. I went, yes.
But yeah, just kind of going forward and continuing just a brief conversation about strategic plan. I think it's definitely appropriate for us to start setting goals. We talked about it yesterday at CELCAB too, is to really start setting those goals that we want to see and putting them down on paper and some ideas. So when we're ready to really go forward with this, we're ready to go and set it out, and it won't be another setback for us. But I know we do have goals in mind that we all want, but I think it's as we're going through this and as the meetings go on, I think it should maybe be an agenda item just for if you wouldn't mind, we could set that.
No,
at the
that would
end.
be great. I think we need.
To talk about that at least at the meetings we have an opportunity.
Okay, I think that's a great idea because everything's been so discombobulated, and to kind of get all back on the same page and what we all would like to see done. So, well, thank you. We will now has everyone read the minutes?
So they're in the packet. We just,
Okay.
we didn't have them on the website until,
They
we just got them. We had them
Okay.
through May of 2025, but we got them. So I don't know if you want to wait till next meeting or if you all are prepared to accept those. It's up to you. If you want to wait, we certainly can, so you can review them a little more closely.
I would prefer waiting.
Would you like to wait?
Yeah,
Okay, we will
Unless we
wait
take
then.
the time now to read them.
Yeah.
No, it's all right. I think everyone's in agreement that we will, table the minutes from Thursday, September, yeah.
21st.
Yeah. So we'll
I mean,
table those
It
and
is
we'll.
fairly short, but I think I'd
Yeah.
like to give you all time to.
Okay, we'll table them and then we will vote on them at our next meeting.
November.
In November, thank you. Public comment. Do we have any public comment? Seeing none, I will close public comment, and then we'll move on to Jeff and Karina for our staff reports.
Yes, I just want to preface this with, thank you, and please be patient with us over this transition. I know it's always a busy time on the beach, but, with Karina and how, the thing that I don't think is going to be an issue will be the operations at Mound House. Karina's done a great job of that. It just might be some of these administrative things that she's not used to, and that I need to do a better job of going through it with her. So sorry about the late agenda items and agenda. So
So what you're
that's
saying
on
is
me.
blame it on you and not Karina.
Please do. You would not be the first or the last today. So, no, I just, we'll do a better job. And Karina and I actually met, usually we meet on Tuesdays, but my son was not feeling well, so I had to take him to the doctor. So we did meet before this, and I went through the process on, to meet with at least have a phone call or meet with the chair to go over the agenda items, and get those out at least a week ahead of time, which we'll work really hard on and putting them on our calendar and getting those out. So give her a little grace because that was my fault.
Of course.
But overall, the only thing that I really have is, I've been around. We've been to the Mound House, and it's looking great, I guess. And the programming is great. Karina just said that, I can't remember which day, but they were super busy, I think you said. Really busy?
Yes.
I can't remember which word she used, but that's good to hear that people are still coming and using the facility. Maybe tours, maybe not, but at least they're getting the beautiful Mound House grounds to use. I think I've expressed to her and all of you that when my office was there, I hated to leave because it's just so beautiful out there, and I think people are getting that. And we put up in the report, we put up a couple more signs for directional. I think we have a couple more to put up, maybe on Estero.
Good.
Just to let them know we're over there. And we put one on Connecticut, so when they actually get on Connecticut, they know which direction they're going. So
Okay, so those signs were ordered and now are being installed.
yeah, the Connecticut one's installed.
Okay.
The other two we're waiting to put up. So
Okay, excellent. How about the loop sign or the Dan Hughes?
yeah, we still have to order that. Yeah, the Dan Hughes way. I can't remember the exact.
Yeah, I can't remember.
So,
Loop.
and we
Okay,
can talk
it was
about what
loop
that.
or
I don't
drive
know.
or-
Was that ever really? I'm sure it was about what kind of sign that would be. Would it be like a traditional street sign?
No, just a
Not like an official
We
one, but would
wanted-
it have that look? I don't know. Whatever you guys
No,
recommend.
I think the intent, and it was Mayor Ray Murphy that actually was recommending that we follow through with what was an idea, and he received CELCAB approval back then, but we never really acted on it because we've had all these hurricanes, so
Yeah.
it's probably better that we didn't, because it would have been
It'd been gone.
lost. But yeah, he did bring that up fairly recently and wanted to know what CELCAB's thoughts were on moving that idea forward. But I don't believe there was any other instructions other than we were going to have it as a fairly discreet sign.
Unobtrusive.
At the entrance, if I'm
Yeah,
not mistaken.
yeah.
And I
very-
think, and Karina, correct me if I'm wrong, like we look for some guidance too of what you all think, an appropriate sign or marker would be, whatever you want to do. I was just thinking like a fun little street signish kind of thing, but it sounds like that may not be in the direction you all were going.
We don't want it to look that official,
Right,
like it came
just
from, like, you know, an
from the
official town
town
sign.
or
Just
something,
something more of
yeah.
a. What?
And I'm
Put a
open, of
little-
course.
Put a little metal. I'd like something a little unobtrusive and just a little sign that,
Yeah,
that
I know, I don't.
when you enter.
Have
the
you thought
loop.
about the placement?
Yeah,
About where on the loop it should be?
Yeah,
Should it
and
be
keep
at the edge where the loop intersects with Connecticut Street?
Yes, I think so.
Because it's one directional, should it be on the entranceway in?
I would say by the entranceway in, by the gate, and a little unobtrusive sign.
But the
That
gate
would-
is the entrance,
Yeah.
for the loop, that's the exit.
Or the pedestrian gate, where you park in the parking lot?
Yeah, that's the
Right.
exit.
And I remember having a conversation with Adam, and I think it may have come up at a CELCAB meeting, that wayfinding is very challenging. And he had entertained the idea of having the entrance, having people actually make the circle so that they enter and then go and park. So that way that they would see the grounds as they're driving through, and they would have a sense of things, which makes it a lot easier than trying to come up with signage that's going to help them find it.
Right.
That's, I forgot
That-
about
that
that,
would-
but you're
yeah.
absolutely right.
Yeah, I do
And
remember
then-
that conversation, so we
Yes.
can definitely
And
have
then
conversation
then
about that as
sign would
well.
be right there, and then
Right.
we'd have to do something with the existing signage and the existing gate, but I'm sure that can be worked out.
Well, and that could be an item for discussion, maybe for next month if you
Right.
want.
Sure.
I think that's appropriate, give you a little time, and then again, we're open, I just asked Karina if this had really been a discussion even with Adam, and it hadn't been. We knew it was our,
That
I
was
guess,
before Adam.
dedicated to that, but we didn't really have an idea of what the vision was for that.
Right. Yeah, I had had a conversation with Adam when I was there in my role, docening role, and, yeah.
Yeah,
So maybe,
yeah, but I don't think we ever discussed it at a meeting.
No, I don't think so.
No, so, I think it was almost before Adam's, or beginning of Adam's time, so.
It
It's
might have been
okay,
well
we'll
before
put,
Adam.
we'll put that maybe on the agenda for,
yeah, maybe take a month to think about it, and then we
Think
can all
about it.
reconvene, and if we.
I would
Okay.
worry about dust, thinking about people driving the loop to get to the parking lot. Dust and, it's a dusty road, and it's gonna be. And you got people walking across, and, yeah, I guess I'm just voicing some
You don't have
concerns.
your pre-
Oh, I'm using yours.
Okay. Well, that was an issue I had raised with Adam, and he mentioned that when school groups come, the buses come and drop the people off
Right.
there, so that.
And they're parked there.
yeah, and they're parked there.
Well, yes, but they can pull off so that you can still get around them.
right.
And then,
Well,
of course, when people drop off kayaks through there, so it's not like the road
Right.
is not,
Yeah,
Yeah, and I'm not advocating one way or the other
Right.
necessarily.
Right.
I'd like to hear pros and cons to both,
Yeah.
and I thank you for voicing those. But I think next week, or next month, we can
Next
really
month.
dig into that.
Yeah, think
And
about
that-
it.
Yeah.
Does it need regraveling?
well,
So-
it's shell.
It's a shell, it's all.
It's a
a
shell,
shell road.
yeah, shell, yeah,
But does it
Yeah.
need redoing?
Yes.
yeah. Well, think about it this month, where we'd like to see it, because we all were a little
Is that what
somewhat
you're-
apprehensive about placement. I was thinking, how about on the gate? Just an idea.
Oh, I like that.
Then it's up, and then it's, an idea. We'll discuss next month.
Yeah, I mean, I
Otherwise-
think Adam and I had conversations too, and we know it's dedicated there. We just haven't got to that point where to put it up. But I think this is a good time to start, putting something up if that's what the council or had wanted. So.
Yes.
And
Okay,
actually,
any,
kind of going from what Becky was saying about the dust, I think maybe we would need to take into consideration the cost of putting more shell on, so just operatively speaking, continuing to add more oyster shell as it's broken down because of the increased traffic, might also be a budgetary
Yeah, let's-
constraint.
Yeah, it's
shells.
that's all we can talk about that, and I'm open. So we
Okay,
can.
great, great. And I have the shells if anybody needs them to crush. Anybody have any questions then for Jeff?
Yeah, and then Karina will give you the
Right.
the program.
Well, actually, one item that we discussed either at the last CELCAB meeting, or it may have been even the one prior to, well, I guess September was the last time we met, about putting some type of visual on the boarded up entrance to the underground, that they would, an image of what is in there, so that people understand that there's
Yes.
something very important there. So you
Yeah,
don't wanna
we'll
lose
we'll
that.
make a good effort and some notes to look at what that might be. But yeah, I do like that too. I think maybe an image or something.
And I would be happy to take it to the Friends of the Mound House to see if the Friends of the Mound House would be willing to pay, to
Wouldn't
cover
it
the
be-
cost.
That would
Yeah,
be-
in my vision, I guess in my head right now, I'm just thinking maybe if we did have a picture of when you walked in, like the initial one, and put it on the door, so it's almost like you're looking into the
Right.
Yeah.
room.
Yeah, we could, yeah.
And then maybe another, what do you call those? Not a signboard or message, what do we call those? That the plants are on and everything, they're informational plaques or something, that just kind of
Oh,
tells a little bit
pedestal,
about it.
just-
A pedestal,
yeah,
yeah.
right.
Are-
Sorry.
Are the signs
You know-
that were in there, are they all-weather signs that could be brought out?
Well, one of them has been brought out and it's been placed on the kayak shed.
Those are the murals.
Oh, the murals, right.
I'm thinking,
Oh.
right as you go in on the left, there was
A placard, yeah, a display sign.
yeah, an informational sign with
Yeah.
some things underneath,
Right.
artifacts of some sort or something.
Sure. Well,
There's a
look,
picture.
Yeah, think
to my
about
knowledge,
that.
it didn't get, unless it got damaged, it didn't get removed. So we haven't really, we just kind of locked it
That I
up.
don't
Okay.
know.
So we'll go in and take a look, and
Yeah.
if it's there, that'd be perfect.
That'd be
Yeah.
great.
With your
That would be
mask on.
great. Excellent.
Yeah.
We'll put that on for
Okay.
next month. We're gonna have a big meeting next month.
Yeah.
Karina?
All right. Well, I'm happy to report that although the visitation for September was pretty low, October had great numbers. We had 3 different groups so far in October. The Edison Ford Robotic Club and the York Innovation Academy, and we also have FGCU coming in. We also have another group schedule for the month, so for this month. So
Okay.
we're keeping very busy on that sense with groups. The Moonlight Market event was fantastic. We had 7 vendors and approximately 150 visitors. A lot of the visitors were very new to the area that they found out about us through Facebook, and the vendors also sharing the site, where they will be. So that was a fantastic event.
And the vendors were happy?
Vendors were very
So
happy,
they'd be
and they
happy to
do
come
want
again?
to come back.
Come
Yes,
back. Excellent.
absolutely. And as far as another event that we will have this month is the virtual lecture, scheduled on the 30th. It's called Bats of Pine Island Sounds with Mike Mills of Sanibel and Captiva Conservation Foundation. And well, that's as far as the visitation is concerned. Then for our, as you are aware, the museum is still closed. It's closed for 2 weeks. And the first week that the museum was closed, it started on the 13th, was to prepare the Mound House for tenting. And
Now, you're talking about termite tenting.
termite tenting,
And what day
correct.
did that happen?
I'm sorry?
What date was that?
On the 13th.
And that's
and-
when the entire Mound House was tented?
Correct.
It has
What
been
about the
done.
offices or the kayak shed?
No.
It's just the main?
The main building,
Okay.
correct.
Thank you.
Did you happen to take any photographs of that?
No, of the tent that
Yeah.
while it was happening, no. We were not on site. Previous to that, what all the groups and the events was going on, we were getting ready for tenting, which we had to remove all the consumables from the store, opening all the storage bins for the inventory, opening all the artifact grab bags, and whatever, all the important documents we had to transfer to the office, as well as boxes and bags that we didn't have time to open, which were approximately 30 boxes. Right now, the staff, Emily and Brianna, are attending SEMC in the Montgomery, Alabama. And Emily is the first time attending the conference, and it's a great opportunity for her to gain valuable insights, new ideas, and build connections through networking. And Brianna is one of the speakers for a session titled Unlocking Potential, Creating Collection Storage for Small Museums. So we are very proud of her, and we look forward to her presenting a special version exclusively for the Mountain House. So,
Excellent.
I did complete a virtual training through AAM, the Museum Summit, titled The New Era of Volunteerism. So see if we can bring more volunteers to, for Mount House, and I do have great ideas.
Excellent.
Good.
need that.
That's my
Okay.
next, yeah.
Yes, and Sandra, we'll have her register for the Guest First Customer Service Program with the VCB, and for a guest service professional certification.
Excuse me, could you give me Sandra's last name?
Brites.
What is it?
Same as
Britez.
Oh, okay.
It's Karina's sister.
their sisters.
Oh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I did not realize that.
So this month, we also started the new volunteer orientation and tour program, which is the first Tuesday of the month, which is a drop-in program going over volunteer opportunities available at the Mount House and Newton Park.
For November?
We started we started October.
You did do it in
Yes,
October?
yes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So there will be one November 4th, and what time?
Correct. It's always at 10 a.m.
Okay,
And we are scheduling additional training and refreshers for current volunteers. But we don't have a specific date for that.
okay.
So November would be November 4th. Or no,
November 4th for,
November 4th.
is there a time on that? You said 10?
10 a.m.
10, okay. And could you go back, please, on the virtual program? I didn't get, that we're going to have, is it next month?
No, it's on the 30th of
On
this
the
month.
30th, October 30th. Okay. Okay,
And that's at 7 p.m.
okay.
And the link to that, since it's virtual, it will be posted on our social media.
Okay, good.
Does it get sent out like the announcements
Yeah.
to the,
Yes.
oh, great.
Yeah, Facebook has been good on that. Okay, as far as the volunteers go, did you get any new ones?
Not yet.
Not yet?
No, we had a few from FGCU, but they have a very limited number of hours that they can give us, so we're continue to look for
Okay.
other ways to.
Well, we're getting
bring in-
people back too, which
Yes,
is gonna
absolutely.
be a big help. And if we volunteer, what days do you need? What will we be doing?
Well, right now, as the season starts, we're definitely gonna need docents for the house and the grounds as well.
Okay. And these certain days, I know Saturdays are busy.
Yes,
Okay.
Wednesday through Saturday. We have Wednesday already taken.
Yeah. And I'll try and do my Saturdays again. So, okay. Any other questions for Karina? No? Okay.
We continue to advance with our MAP program. And as you can see in your package, one of the recommendations is under public trust and accountability was to develop a collections management policy. And we are pleased to present this document to you for review. It's in your
In the folder?
packet, yes.
And this is Brianna's work?
It is. Brianna's worked really hard to also add additional, all the recommendations that our peer reviewer suggested.
Okay, so this was the,
Okay.
this was the collection management policy
Okay,
that
this
was
is-
begun by Adam
Correct.
and now added
The
to
map.
by staff and really presented to us as a draft. And you would like for us to review
To
this?
review it, correct.
And we would then have a board action to approve this for recommendation for council. Is that
Correct.
what I'm hearing is the
Yes.
procedure?
Okay.
Okay,
That's it.
thank you, just to
Of course.
clarify that.
You have a lot.
And
We have a lot of homework to do for next month.
Yes, yes.
we are also getting ready, getting our presentation ready to request funds for the Friends of the Mountain House. And as far as other, I added a few pictures there so that you have, if you didn't drive by the new directional sign or staff at Montgomery, I know that most of you have not met Emily yet. And she's there in one of the pictures. And, I wanted to highlight that our maintenance person, Seth, was able to secure a donation for, by Landscape Lighting by Illumination Florida, who generously donated lights for the mural outside. And there's a
Excellent.
yeah, those are the, I know my pictures was not very, very good, but it looked amazing at night. Great. And then you have your, our performance metrics, or the visitors, the grounds and museum admissions, or programs, kayaks. Of course, we, because of our limited staff, we still don't have, we don't have any kayaks for this month so far. We do have 4 renewed membership. I just got a new membership today.
Okay, you said we have no kayaks. Could you explain that? Just expand on that. There was no.
Right, that's just there were, nobody bought kayak tours this month, right?
Nobody participated in any kayak tours for the entire month of October.
Correct. And
But we're really
remember that
basically talking
too-
about the first 13 days because the museum's been closed.
Correct.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
just to clarify that.
Yes.
Excuse me, on the kayak tours, we do need a staff member, right? We
Correct.
can't just have a volunteer, we need a staff member
Exactly,
also.
yes.
Has this already gone to council, or I'm just saying, because this kind of doesn't give the full picture. If you could say, rather than month to date, that this would be from October 1st to October 13th, which gives a clearer picture of the actual status of why the lack of attendance is so pronounced.
Of course.
Yeah, and there'll be, we give a report, a town manager report to the town manager, so that'll be ended, the full October. We'll give at the end of the month to him, so that goes to council as well, so.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
they'll see the whole month,
Closed.
and not just to date, so.
Right,
Yep.
okay. But again, it's, for our purposes too, it's very disturbing because the kayak tours have been so popular for them to see,
Yeah.
you're
Right.
looking, this, you keep forgetting, well, wait a minute, that's only the first 13
Right.
days, so.
Yeah, and I think we kind of hammered that home on those budget meetings as to the risks of cutting these staff. So
Right.
seeing the numbers drop is
Right, right.
evidence of that, but I mean, that's what we had to do. Can't go
Yeah.
backwards, so. Yeah, and I just wanted to point out, and I talked to someone, and they said this September was probably the worst September they've seen as far as businesses and traffic. So, but I do know that I've seen a lot of traffic since probably October 1st.
Yes.
Season's coming back. I mean, I live up McGregor, and definitely takes me a little bit longer to get home. And even on the island, I see a lot of traffic, and the beaches are busier, so that's good. So.
Lots of car carriers delivering cars.
Yes, there's that.
Yes. Alright, and I think that's it for my report, if you have any questions.
Okay.
Okay. Volunteers was something else that was. Is there anything in the works as far as hiring a town, a
An
Mountain
additional
House?
person?
Did they advertise the position, or?
Not yet. We got the job, looking at the position description. And no, we really haven't had much as far as that. It's also staff review time, so HR has been very busy with that. But I know this and a lot of other positions are priorities for the town, and you know, that's something we're gonna have to work around, so. But like I said before, I have all the confidence in Karina. She's
yeah.
been there long enough,
Yep.
you know, and has the knowledge of everything there. So I think as far as the programs and organizational wise, I think we're in great hands with Karina.
Yeah, me too.
As far as keeping the place, you know, definitely running and enhancing it as we go along.
Yes, yes. Yep, she's been our go-to person for I don't know how many years. She's been the wheel that keeps everything turning, so.
That, Karina, how many years, I know that there was an interruption in your service, but what was the first year that you worked at the Mount House?
2017.
2017, and here we are, almost 10 years later, and
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like that interruption of service.
yeah, that was very good. Very good, okay, where is my,
agenda.
my agenda? It disappeared. Here it is, all marked up. Okay, any more comments or questions for Jeff or Karina?
Just to comment that it was a very helpful report, and appreciate all that you do.
Yes, yes, thank you, guys.
I
know
agree, the
it's-
format was
it's-
very nice. I liked
Yes,
it.
I know. I'm impressed with the folder and with everything, and that's you did great. So, thank you.
I have a quick question. Did the jacaranda tree really die?
Sorry, though?
The big jacaranda tree down by the seating area as you go into the underground?
Yes,
I mean, it's gone, so
Yes,
it's,
yes, no, it did.
Oh, no.
it's
Yes.
what?
Sorry.
It was one of the
tree,
last
they had to be
things from the
removed
long,
because it was, yeah.
the
Because
bougainvillea
it
up
was,
front, right?
It was drying out, yeah.
Yeah, my point
It was,
is doing
right,
that
and
too.
it was, do you remember that tree?
Yeah.
And it had to
It hasn't looked good for a couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, we try our best,
Yeah.
even if it has one leaf or one bud on it, to keep it. You know, and even there was another location, I can't remember where, and they're like, should we take that down? I'm like, no, it's still budding. We're gonna see if it comes back. So we try not to, you know, and we can look at maybe trying to plant something else there. I don't know
Yeah.
if Seth already has something, but generally, if we take down a tree, we like to put one back up. So.
We
That
had-
actually is a good question with regard to if a tree is removed, is there money in the budget to replace that tree?
We could talk to finance, we'll put it that way. I think we can make it, yeah, I mean, even when you're talking, I'm not talking palm trees, but like our palm trees aren't that much when we get them from our wholesaler, so I think that would be good, yeah.
I think that the jacaranda was left over from Mrs. Long's time, according to what I heard. She loved flowers and flowering things, but it's not a native plant. So the replacement would
Correct.
need to be, and a plan for replacement is maybe more important to know about than the actual funds at this point to
True.
do it.
Yep.
But I'm thinking back to, I guess I need to ask somebody else about this. The scientific and medicinal garden, which was part of the original plan, which has kind of gone completely
Right.
by the wayside, and was that a decision that CELCAB made?
I don't believe so.
I don't believe so.
I mean,
No,
so
that
is that
was not.
something that could be discussed, way down the road? Some of those things were really interesting.
Well, we had the grapefruit tree, and we had different kinds
Well,
of
that,
fruit
the
trees.
grapefruit tree
Right.
was from the
vegetable, there were the three planting areas. There was the medicinal garden.
Yeah.
Right.
And then there was the edible garden, and
Right.
then there was another one. Because before the house opened, we did tours of the gardens.
right.
Exactly.
And I have some information on that at home. Not with me, of course, and I don't recall, but I do have some information on that. Which brings me to,
No, go right, yeah, we'll go right
Well,
ahead.
can I just ask a question about that? Did that just kind of, and of course, I haven't been around long enough, did that go, was that before Ian that went away, or was that?
Oh, gosh, yes.
Well, I mean, we
Okay.
stopped doing those tours when the house
When
opened.
the house open.
Okay,
Because when the house wasn't open, people would look in the windows, but we actually had volunteers there on a scheduled basis. We had two shifts, it was a morning shift and an afternoon shift, and we did it Tuesday through Saturday. And we just did the grounds, and we didn't charge anyone, but people tended to be very generous, so we would We would
Was
collect
that-
money on a regular
Was that
basis.
the garden tour?
Garden tours. With meet under the strangler fig, and then we would walk them around the property.
And I think, I'm trying to think, and now, of course, the name is gone. What's the tree, the moringa tree? I think
The
is
moringa.
still there.
The moringa, it is still there.
And that is one of them. The physic nut tree was another one. We had kapok trees, which didn't do well at all, but could, I
Well-
mean, they were non-native things that were,
They were considered Florida friendly. They were not.
but they were interesting, like the
So
moringa
we,
tree.
I
So we
just,
had-
talking to, I'm sorry, you know, we do have some funds through TDC too for vegetation. So I'd like to learn more about that, because so many people are coming and, you know, we encourage them to take a tour, but they just like the property.
Yeah.
You know, and I know you can't, I know we talk about budgets, you can't really, unless we ask for donations or whatever, but I think that would be great. I think people that come through and it brings some new life, to the Roundhouse, so.
I'm not a member of the garden club, it's one club I'm not a member of, but I know that they put together a list of plants that have survived Ian
Oh, yeah.
and the last 4 hurricanes.
Good.
And
We-
they would be happy, I'm sure, to come and make
help us.
recommendations as to what could be
Yeah,
planted.
we had a nice presentation from the Naples Botanical Garden too about that. The ones that survived, because we were talking about dune plantings and all those, so. You know, I think we have a couple avenues we could go on that, but I like the idea. I think we could probably, you know, have
Well, and the-
more discussion on it.
What I'm talking about, I guess, goes way back to the original blueprint for what was happening
It
there.
was laid
And-
out, it was laid out by a horticulturist.
David
And
somebody.
there's, yeah, and I don't know if I have all this, you know, but it was, all these different types of plants and gardens were identified and it was with purpose.
Right.
And with, you know, great planning and effort went into establishing each garden.
And there was a book, which I have hounded many, many people about this thick, of pictures and signs for all of these different things. Some were done. I was certainly accused of wanting sign pollution. I liked the plants. I liked all the signs. I think they only did a third of the signs, and I don't even know if they're there anymore.
There were some signs.
Some signs are
Some
left.
signs.
But again, we also have some TDC funds for that purpose, for signage.
But it might be something to really look at and
Right.
to bring forward, or
Putting
I'd be
it on
happy
the
to talk to
list.
Karina about, has anything been brought down from the attic that looks like that book of vegetation that was originally?
Nothing yet, but I'll definitely, there's another.
Oh, so it was like a kind of a scrapbook-ish, or was it a printed book? I got a,
It was slightly big, it was
Okay.
probably this kind of paper, but beautiful drawings, drawn by, I mean, they were gorgeous, and some of the ones we had reproduced, and we were selling them, actually, in the art auctions.
Oh, you're talking
Oh.
about the artist
You know
that
what?
did all the botanical
Yes, the
signage.
botanical signage.
I know we,
Her name is Megan Kissinger.
We still have some of those.
because I know
We do.
Yeah.
we have some, the
Yeah.
book,
did.
I think
bought-
Adam was
I
trying to
bought
dry out
three
the
of
book, I
those
think,
drawings.
after
I
Ian.
bought
Yeah,
3 of those
okay,
drawings.
Right,
Yeah.
okay, so we do have some of those, I know we have some of those still.
Yeah, because we have we were gonna order new signs and the artwork was part of that.
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We should have a
So-
digital image for each one
I
of
think we
those.
do,
and-
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, because those are,
We'll have to- yeah.
those are important. And getting back to the tours, I remember when we had the garden tours, the tree, and those were very, very popular.
Right.
And, I mean, there's almost, when we get people back, that might not be a bad option of bringing, you know, a tour once a week or twice a week or something of the gardens, of the grounds. And I know when I was can't take docenting, but when I was a docent, when I would walk down to the underground, I would always give a
Oh, yeah.
description of all the plants, and I'd tell people that the cabbage palm was a native, and big people called it the Home Depot tree, and we had the cotton plant, and people
yeah, and the
loved
coffee-
it.
coffee
They
plants,
just,
too.
they absolutely, the kunte, and
Yeah.
they love stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's something that we seriously can consider bringing
It is
back.
also
And I
a
think
tour that
Carolyn's-
could be done by the volunteers.
Right.
As it doesn't need the kind of archaeological expertise that is required for maybe some of the
So I
other
think
tools.
that's
Yeah, and
something
it's a
to
different
really
kind of
think of.
niche too. I mean,
Yeah.
people travel around and look at gardens all the time, and
Right,
it's just another
right.
added
Right.
benefit to the Mound Dog.
Yeah,
I actually
yeah,
really love it,
Yeah.
so.
So I think that's something that we should highly consider. And also, something I want to bring up is that I have talked, well, I can't say talked with Carolyn, but we have communicated. But we have mentioned that we had from, I don't want to mix apples and oranges, but there was money given for Pat and also for a memorial garden. And I think that's something in our planning that we need to either a bench, designate a place, or something in the future. Doesn't have to be done tomorrow.
No, it doesn't.
But,
Right,
but it's
exactly,
something that
yeah.
I think that we don't ever want to forget.
We certainly have also talked about memorial benches.
Right.
Or not necessarily even, but benches that could be purchased, you know, and put, I mean, there are very little places to sit down there. And, you know, something stone that wouldn't wash away would be good.
Well, and so I guess that, I'm just gonna ask a question. So before, like when I would talk to, I guess, Adam, I thought, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe that's just my misunderstanding, was that CELCAB didn't want, or maybe the friend, I don't know who it was kind of the same at that point, didn't want a lot of that out there. But is that not correct?
That's not correct.
That's not correct.
In fact,
Okay, then I was just
Yeah.
either,
Yeah.
maybe I heard it wrong, or,
No, we didn't want real big cement ones that were proposed that were like $5,000.
oh, okay.
That was about the only
And that's
thing we
fine, and
objected
I'm,
And that was a CELCAB discussion years ago.
Years
Okay.
ago,
Years
years
ago.
ago.
Um,
So,
and I'm open to that.
But-
And we do,
and
I mean, we
when-
do have the townwide memorial benches, but
Yeah.
I think
I
we
talked
need
to Adam too about getting some different ones to, not,
We're
not,
looking-
I won't say nicer, but to kind of distinguish out there,
Well,
you know.
more than,
Well,
in
yeah.
keeping with the property. And Carolyn,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say benches that are more in keeping with the property.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Exactly, yes,
Carolyn.
yes.
Carolyn has some ideas.
Well, I had, a number of people had talked to me about this over the first year, and in all honesty, I was not in any condition to deal with it, and I apologize for that, but that's me.
No.
But here I am now, and I would really love to follow up. I had followed up, it was July, right, Ellen? And we had talked with Adam at that time about a space between the office. It's way back. It would be a perfect spot for someone viewing the property, and you're hot and you're tired and you just want to sit down for 5 minutes. And it was just a nice little space back up under the trees, and I'd be more than happy to, you know, show anybody what I was talking about. Maybe Ellen could describe it better. But we thought that a couple of benches there and a little metal statue of some sort between the two of them, like a sundial, I mean, nothing, you know, but just something meaningful for that space.
To make
And I
basic,
don't know what happened.
I don't think it went
after-
anywhere, because I think.
He was
you know,
Adam was gonna look for a
Look for
bench.
suitable, yes, and then I think other things intervened. So this
Yeah.
was literally this past July, so it's not that many months
Yeah.
ago. But it's that area, okay, remember when Yvette was here and they designated a wildlife area? And there's a little placard out there?
Right.
So it's in that general area, right?
It's
right-
just a little nut, really.
Yeah, and it's, so as the walkway winds around where so it would be on the vegetated side of that, where that walkway is. So you've got the gumbo limbo
The
tree
big
here.
gumbo limbo, what,
And then next to it, there's more vegetation, so it's nicely screened, and it would be a lovely place to have.
doesn't the path kind of dead end a little bit further, right there?
Oh, no, but I'm talking about on the other side, so that you would be on
In the lawn, in the.
You'd be
lawn.
on the house side of that, so.
Would it be proper to have a volunteer for someone to start thinking about this and look into it? And
Well, Carolyn had, and
I
Carolyn's
would be
talked to
glad
Nancy,
to.
and she's talked to me,
Yeah,
and,
and there was a little over $6,000, I think, all total, something like that. Karina was helpful. And if there were more, that's no problem. I would be more than happy to help support that. Because I think it's, you know, thinking back, this was something else I was going to mention when, I think there was a meeting that I couldn't make, and something was mentioned about, sorry, the history of the Mountain House, and I happen to remember the story by Anita Saracita and John Gucciardo and Bill
Grace?
Grace, and it is absolutely something that we should not lose, because here we are today because of everything they did. And I was also thinking that could we possibly combine a Mound House Friends meeting and this board as well? No? No? Okay, well then, scratch that, but somehow we need to capture this fascinating story of a number of people who sat on barrels and wrote for funding, and it's just an amazing story, and with a lot of humor. So I would love to have that shared, and maybe even, I think, Jeff, in your email, you said something about a video?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think for the archives, for this effort, I think that would be a valuable thing for us to have
Yeah,
for years to come.
Two things. I can see another book coming out.
What?
I can see another book coming out.
Another book.
No, I don't think so.
And two, yeah, I just thought if,
Not in
you know,
my
if we could
lifetime.
get like, Anita, and some of the other
And I would
major
be
players.
glad to organize that and do it in the evening, because it's, I don't know, 45 minutes, maybe an hour. I don't know what time would be appropriate to do that.
Where would we do this?
Let me,
That's the thing, you know, that's what I'm
Yeah,
throwing
that's-
out.
That's primarily, I think that would be if it's a fundraising project, that would be a Friends
That-
project.
whether it's fundraising or not, that's what I'm wondering, is that a CELCAB?
That's
Or is
what
that a
I'm- that's
Friends
just-
kind of
that's-
thing?
that's my
To
concern.
come to CELCAB with the proposal and say, this is what we would like to do.
And then-
And then, yeah. You know, I think-
Whatever is appropriate.
So we could have, I'm sorry, Barbara, what we could do is, if it's gonna be a Friends item, we could have a representative come and we could talk about it publicly here.
Sure.
You know, we wouldn't have a joint meeting, but I think having whoever they'd want out of that group, to have a discussion about it, would be appropriate.
And I think any of these ideas are all great, and I think the idea of the history and the garden issue certainly is worth pursuing further, because we've kind of dropped the ball there. So I agree. However, I do believe that should be dovetailed with the strategic plan. You're very short-staffed right now, and we really need to deal with the core operations of this Mound House to be reality-focused in terms of the budget constraints that we've got with the town in general, but to build it into our strategic plan so we know the plan going forward, because the staff is really ultimately responsible for, you know, moving the museum in the right way, and all of us will have input from the CELCAB point of view, and then when funding becomes a need for any particular projects that have been vetted, then definitely it goes to Friends, because, you know, so in other words, if you remember, when Teresa and Allison was working with Friends, it was that, you know, that this was something that we need funding for, and she would give you a menu of items that would require the funding, and then you basically got the incentive to
So are you
support that.
thinking that the impetus to do something like Carolyn is speaking about, some sort of program like that, or video or whatever, must come from CELCAB? Or could it come from, and then be done by staff? Or could it,
Well, Friends can't direct staff to do things.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
That's the issue.
does it
there,
have to
yes.
be staff inspired? Does it have to be staff done?
Well, again, that's kind of why we're here too, as a sort of a quasi-governing body to make
If
recommendations.
somebody brought it before us. and
That's
we
what
could-
I'm wondering.
Right, and then we could all discuss it, and then if we like, approve.
Yeah, and I don't know what kind of level we're talking about here. It's a fairly fresh idea, but, not for me, at least it is, but, you know, we have people come out. I mean, Karina just did an interview with somebody. I mean, that, it does happen. The news will come out. We did stuff with with Vice Mayor Adderholt with key questions from key staffers. I think he'd appreciate that shout out to do that and things like that. So, you know, it wouldn't necessarily have to come from staff if it came from a volunteer. I know CELCAB, for instance, there's somebody on the Friends that they're starting, the Friends of Bay Oaks, that's what he does, and he's going to be doing some aerial shots and some photography. So it can certainly come from, you know, a volunteer. It would just have to get presented to CELCAB.
Bring it to
Yes.
us.
Yeah,
There's
after
gotta be
that.
the
So yeah,
procedure
it,
is the only
Right,
thing
right,
to
just
do.
bring it to
but
us.
thank you for thinking about the staff and the staff time, because
Oh, you've got, I
But-
mean, it could be something like, say, for example, it was a presentation about the history, that would be huge, that would be so incredibly exciting. And we just fit it into the lecture series that we are already planning, and to say, okay, you know, now we've got all the data, we've got, you know, Anita's input and everyone's, and then you make that as part of what you then begin to promote as staff going forward, so none of that is a bad idea, it's just more of a protocol thing.
yeah, yeah, of course.
And with regard to the benches, you know, when Allison, and actually it was before Allison with Teresa, the conversation about putting these concrete benches in, which would be solid and inobtrusive, which was the order, they're not to be decorative or add any other aesthetic input, just something very straightforward. But that they were going to cost the individual money in order for that to be a memorial bench. And I think that's where it got a little sticky, because, you know, there were many people that needed to be honored, but, you know, they were, I think, what, $1,500, if I
And
remember
if I remember,
correctly?
they went from 3 to 5.
And that
and then
was
we
10
went-
years ago.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of where we stopped the conversation
Right.
at that point.
I thought that
remember-
was originally a Friends idea for fundraising.
It was at one time also.
Okay.
And then Allison brought it to us as a board member. And then she wanted something concrete, and the ones she recommended were very expensive.
They were
And so,
beautiful.
and then after that, for some reason, it just somewhat got dropped.
Well, no, that's good to bring up, because I know, like, the memorial benches we have townwide, you know, they're paid for by the individuals.
Right, right.
You know, it's not $3,000 to $5,000, but yeah, I think it could be a good fundraiser. I don't know, it could be. So I think it's something, if that's,
Yeah.
and I don't know why I
think
had in
we've
my
all
head, I don't know why I had in my head, and I apologize, that signage and benches is just not something, I don't know why, I have no idea why I have that in my head, that something that people didn't want, so.
I requested, when the donations were coming in, a lot went to the town and a lot went to the Friends. And I requested from the town council that the funds be earmarked. And I believe, Councilman Bassmayer, do you recall that?
I do. Yes, you're absolutely correct.
So it should
So-
still be there, I'll
so
double check.
Much of the financial support for this effort is already covered.
Okay. Yeah, oh, sorry. Yeah, I'll check. I mean, everything, for instance, the Friends of Bay Oaks, we held on to their $18,000 for like 5 years, and they finally got it back. So, yeah, if it's earmarked for a specific thing, we don't use that for anything else. So,
Okay, I believe that was.
or the concession stand items or whatever it is. So.
No, yeah, there's that.
So we have a lot on our plate once we all start to get organized here. And I think after probably the holidays and Christmas and stuff, and I think we all should be thinking about making a list of all the things that we want to get accomplished. And we each can take on kind of projects. And that gives us all a little motivation.
Yeah, and to
And I
Barbara's,
think the concern that we would need to address at this point too, when we have these conversations, is how much signage, how many benches, what happens if all of a sudden there are 20 benches that are needed to be
Yep.
installed? I mean, that's, I think, where it got to be a little,
Exactly.
awkward.
Right.
Because, if there are 20 people that want to be honored with memorial benches, how are you going to make that happen? That's when it does become intrusive to the main message of why the Mound House exists. We
Yeah,
don't
and
want it to look like a
Right,
cemetery.
Right.
and we have precedent with that, with the townwide memorial benches. Like, we have a waiting list because we only have so many spots we can do.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
it's just a matter of finding additional locations, and it is limited to Mound House, so I think it has to be strategic.
Yeah, I do
And
too.
I was just gonna say that, to Barbara's point, it is something to put on our strategic plan.
Agreed.
Exactly.
That's a
That's all.
goal that we
Exactly.
wanna do, so thank you for bringing that up, and
Exactly.
And I recall a conversation where it got this far.
Yes.
And I think Allison was given this, was taking on, coming up with a plan as to where the benches could possibly be located. to bring back to
She
some-
situated them,
Oh, she
actually.
did?
She did.
I think it got that far with, it was a tentative here, and she had marked places on the little map. But I think, again, if you go back to the Friends part, Annis was working
Oh, yes,
on
yes, yes.
designs
Annis-
and,
we did
you
have
know,
people.
concrete, no back. Can you do something slightly organic feeling? How does that
Right.
work? Do you have signs? I mean, there's lots of things to be figured out, but then it should be, is it going to be a CELCAB thing? Or are you
Well,
gonna,
let the
put it
Friends
back
do
to
it.
the Friends to do, figuring out and bring to CELCAB?
and again, I think that would be almost a
think-
proposal
Yeah,
from us too. Like, this is our parameters, this is what we're looking for, this is the budget,
Right.
those kind of things to present to the Friends.
okay.
The limitations.
Okay.
Strategic
Right,
planning.
Right, exactly. There's also too, you don't have to have a bench for every person. You could do a reflective area and a plaque
Oh, yeah.
or something like that also. So does anybody else have any, we kind of did items for discussion and everybody kind of got in, which was good. So,
The medicinal stuff.
You can just go down the line.
yeah. Carolyn, do you have anything else that you would like to bring up as far as items go? We've got Jim also, so.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I haven't
No,
forgotten.
no, I don't. That's, I'm just ready and willing to help however.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Subject closed, yeah.
Thanks. Becky?
Good.
I'm just thrilled that all of these things have come back because they've all been in our space
Yes,
for a
exactly,
number of
for a
years.
long time,
And I think
and
we
these
need to
are-
be very careful about forgiving ourselves because the last 5 years have been nothing but chaos.
Yes, exactly,
Indeed.
exactly. But we had good guidance.
Yes, we've come through the storm.
Yeah.
We've come through the storm.
Barbara?
I just want to congratulate the new chair and the new vice chair. Congratulations to you both. I'm here to help in whatever way, but I'm
Good.
really pulling back, so you guys
Yeah, but
will
it's
be the
good.
great new leaders.
I like your guidance, so.
My
So
my
Becky?
pleasure.
I'm gonna take back privilege and say, I want to thank Barbara for all of her
Yes.
Oh, amen to that.
extremely
Thank you for that.
wise and well thought out counsel. And if you stop doing it, I'm really gonna be mad.
Oh, thank you.
So
Becky.
don't mess with me, because
Yeah, ditto.
Thank you, Becky.
Yeah, I need you. So, and you guys are all okay? Jim, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Well, again, thank you, Barbara, for your service. I know you're going to continue in a different format, but we're thankful for all you've done. And congratulations, Sherry and Ellen. And I would just say, aside from all the substantive things that have been raised today, since this is my first time calling into this new town hall, I would say this, and it's really a reminder to myself when I'm sitting at the dais, is that for when folks are speaking, be sure, A, your mic is on, and B, make sure you're talking directly into your microphone, because there were people I could hear really clearly, and then there were folks I couldn't hear hardly at all, so it's a reminder to myself when I get up there, but for you all, just because it's a new system, and we're all adjusting, but for those who were talking directly into their microphone and it was on, it was loud and clear, but for those who weren't, it was a little bit challenging, so just a food for thought, but that's all I have today. Thank you.
And I'm gonna say, this system was made for big people.
Yes, it was. Thank you, Jim. And again, thank you, Barbara. You have been an excellent, excellent president, and with all your knowledge and everything, we just really hope to rely on you in the future and keep you close. So, I believe Jeff has one more
Yeah,
thing
just-
he'd like to add.
Yeah, Barbara did this to us yesterday at BORCAB too. She sidestepped the vice chair, so.
I did. That has
This is a
been
double
like 8
whammy for
years.
me.
This has been like 15 years, yeah.
Vice Mayor Errol, I hope you heard Becky loud and clear that time. That was good.
Did you?
And
Becky was not the problem.
I'm just
And then I
laughing.
just wanted to
Yeah.
remind, yesterday we had our sunshine law training. Was anyone?
I was there.
Yes, there was you were one of 6, I think, that showed
Yes,
up.
I was one of
So
6.
thank you for doing that. But it is online on our Facebook, our YouTube channel.
On YouTube.
Yeah, that you can go ahead and watch that. And I did hear a few things today. Just make sure that, you know, it can come through myself or Karina, but I just want to protect you all. I know there's a lot of stuff going on.
There
right
was
now.
one in the spring that I attended and you,
Yeah.
you know,
No, that's good. Yeah, I'm just saying there's one. It's recorded, so if you want to go ahead and watch it again. I don't know. Was it about an hour?
It was a little, almost an hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
And actually, I think Nancy went into to things in more detail at this one yesterday
Yeah.
Oh,
than I
really?
remember from the spring. There was much more about channels of communication
Sure.
and how to, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to bring that up because it
It's
has been brought to light a lot lately.
Yeah.
And I want to protect you all and not, you know, so just a thought. I know you all are friends and that's great too.
Yeah.
I mean, friends, not friends of, you know what I mean?
Yes, yes, we
So I
are.
just want to bring that up, but yeah, just another reminder.
And one thing to recommend, well, I've known this my whole adult life, that if you put anything in writing or you put anything in a message, expect it to live forever.
Correct. That's especially you know, for me, because everything's public record.
Exactly.
And if you do, you know, if you want to get a message out, just email one of us and then we'll blind copy everybody so they're not.
Oh, and this is something that I thought was very wonderful. If you have information that you want to share with the group, send it to Amy Baker, and she will forward it on, and that way it is a public record. And I didn't ask Amy this yesterday, but Amy gets a gazillion, well, some enormous number of messages a day. I would recommend putting in the subject line for forwarding to, and then say what the group is.
do
And
that.
that way she can just easily
Okay.
forward it on, and it's a public record.
Yeah, you can do that, or we are the staff liaisons, so we can always, you know,
Oh, you can do the same?
we can do
we
the
do the
same,
same.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right,
and
so
then I usually, when I send a message, I'll try to, the BC, the blind copy on that. I know it's kind of it's different than we're used to, but I just want you all to be protected, so.
So we should send stuff to you rather than Karina? I know.
No, you can send it to Karina, but
Okay,
I'm just
good,
saying, either
'cause
one
I
of us
know
is
that
fine,
one.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because eventually Karina's just gonna take this over and interim, yes.
Interim,
Yep,
museum
and I'm
director,
the,
yes.
essentially, yes, the director, I'm the community services director, which incorporates
The cultural
culture,
things.
Parks and Rec, utilities, and Public Works, so.
If it's physical, it's Jeff.
But I have some really good, I'm an umbrella. I have some really great people. My managers, all the departments are wonderful. I trust them. So things run real smooth. It's like, you know, I sometimes had to apologize to Adam, like I didn't get out there enough. But I trusted what was going on out there, so. And I feel the same with Karina.
Well, I just also, and I know that I already did my member
That's all right.
item thing, but if I may, I
Yes.
just want to thank Adam. I know it's, sort of-
Right.
now that he's gone, he's not gonna hear this, but I just am very grateful for what Adam was bringing to the Mount House in terms of his expertise and his knowledge. And so I respected the work that he did during the time that he was here, and most especially with the map planning. That was vital, and I hope we continue in that same direction. So I just wanted to be on record for that.
Do we still have then the map group together?
No.
No?
No, the next steps will be the agenda, the action items that we have.
Okay.
So we'll bring that up at another meeting and just
Okay.
talk about that. But those are goals that we will also want to put into our strategic plan. Some are almost, they're immediate, or they've addressed the immediate ones. So yeah, we'll go through those
Okay.
at a future meeting and go over what those might look like as far as our strategic plan.
All
Well,
right.
that
And
kind of
just,
brings up.
just so you know, the
Yes.
collections management policy that was started by Adam and continued by Brianna, it is part of the recommendation that we are moving forward with all the items that was listed that we still need to do.
Yes,
Okay.
okay. So basically, Adam's punch list will be
Is
incorporated
there.
into,
Oh,
we're not
okay.
gonna forget
Everybody's
anything
doing
that
it.
he
No,
left. That I think was
Right.
the idea. Great,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay. And we have pretty much next meeting date, and I've got a list of agenda items. Does,
Can we just go over those so Karina can write those down so when she sets out the
Certainly.
agenda?
When's the next meeting date?
we haven't
didn't
set
say
it
yet.
yet. It'll be
It's
probably
set, I just gotta,
before-
I'll find it.
I thought we
Before
set until
Thursday.
January.
Are we gonna, what?
I think we set the whole fall meeting schedule
We did. I'm just looking it up right now.
Okay,
Oh, so not till January.
So, the 20th, November 20th.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
20th.
And we skip
November
December?
20th at 1 o'clock?
Yes,
Yeah.
and December 18th,
December
Oh,
18th.
that's right.
that's at 1 o'clock. I'm gonna need an excuse. An excused
I
absence.
think we generally skip
I-
December
I'm
during the
gonna
holidays.
suggest that we
Yeah,
skip
right,
December.
Yeah,
Okay.
we
'cause,
normally
yeah.
Can we do
skip
that?
December.
Yeah, there's nothing, I mean, there's nothing
If there's
immediate
an
we need
emergency,
to
you
do.
can always call us.
Right.
And we'll
We
That's
can-
fine.
we can
So
get a
we'll-
hold of
Clarification,
you.
Becky, there's no reason why we have to have a meeting every month.
That's
Is there?
true.
Remember, we
Right.
could go for several months if there wasn't a hot
Exactly.
agenda item.
Right.
There was no reason to meet. But
Exactly.
certainly,
It
historically, we
seems
would
to me
always
that
not meet in
in
December.
this big transition thing, if we're helpful, we should meet.
That we should meet more regularly.
And it sounds like we have a whole lot of stuff
Yes.
And
to
we
put on
can-
the agenda.
And we can, and I'd say we, I mean, Karina can, communicate with Sherry and say, if there's not much on the agenda,
Oh,
do you
yeah.
wanna just,
Okay. The things I
and we did
had-
that with, Barbara was nice enough to do that too.
Yeah.
We don't have anything on the agenda, so let's.
Okay,
Exactly. I mean,
yeah.
we had a big meeting, obviously, this is the election of the officers, but, in general, if there's not a hot topic
Mm-hmm.
that can't wait till the next month, there's no reason.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is only, so far, gonna be an hour and 20 minutes.
I know.
I like
it's
hour
not
meetings,
bad.
but this
Yeah,
is
usually
pretty
I
good. We got a lot
went
done.
fast. Do you want me to
So
go for
just-
some of the agenda items?
Yes,
or-
please.
Okay, this is definitely gonna read my writing. The continuation of the MAP program, and that should be, I think we probably should put strategic plan, because that includes the MAP program, and then somebody coming to us with like the gardens, and so I have the MAP. We have the underground, what we could put out front of the underground. I'm sorry, I'm not talking into the mic. The,
That's much better.
You're the one.
yeah, I'm the one. I'm short and I sit back. Okay, so we have the MAP program, the underground, what we could put on the outside of it to explain to people.
Board action for collection management policy. We will
Yeah.
have reviewed it. We need to vote for its approval, this policy statement,
On our next one?
in November.
In November, okay.
That's an
So we
agenda
need,
item for
so
next week.
yes, so we need to vote on the collections management policy,
Right.
which is the MAP.
I think we
And
vote and
that-
send it to council.
Yeah,
Isn't that what
it's always a
happens?
recommendation.
We recommend,
Yes.
vote to recommend it to council.
Right,
Exactly.
exactly.
And then it will go on sorry, if you didn't hear me, vote to recommend to council, and then it'll go to them as a administrative agenda item.
Okay. Then the other topics that we have been talking about are the gardens and the benches. Tours, maybe having a garden tour or full, of the
Botanical
botanical would be probably better to describe it. The loop road, yeah. And week ahead, okay, that's me. Underground benches, strategic plan, tours, gardens, basically loop road. Did I miss something?
I think you've captured it.
Okay, all right. If that's agreeable, if anybody has any other agenda items that they want to
Madam
discuss?
Chair, Madam
Yes.
Chair, just for clarity, I heard a couple people, and I'm included in that group, that have some challenges with that December 18th meeting because of the holidays. Are we on or off for the 18th for December? Can we determine that now, or is it too premature?
I think that's a good idea, because the holidays are gonna come up fast, and I would say no meeting in December if everyone's in agreement.
Should we set our January meeting date?
I agree.
Now, we have a November, correct?
November 20,
And that's set, and then, but should we set a
Yes.
meeting for January?
If you want to
Yes.
do it January.
Yes.
Some
I
of
think
have the
I would
4th,
think we would have enough that we need to get
Okay.
done.
January. We also have
January
Ja-
22nd is the.
22nd?
22nd, okay, and again, 1 o'clock here at Town Hall? Okay, so we have
January 22nd, okay. good.
January 22nd.
And
All
at 1
right.
o'clock, CELCAB.
Yep, at 1 o'clock again. if everyone's in agreement. And we have, moving on, we have no public comment. And if all has been said, could I have a motion for adjournment, please?
I'll second.
All right. We are adjourned until November.
Thank you, Sherry.
Thank you, Sherry.
Sherry, well done.
And Barbara,